It's hard to understand the way that you went out. I bet you're living with a little hint of doubt. Maybe next time when you gotta show your hand, you won't cut and run, you'll finally make a stand. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Existential questions always get you down. All you want to know is are we lost or found? Is there something that you feel you need to chase? I bet you thought you put me in my place. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. You can run, you can hide, but inside, I'm finally getting to you. Yes, it's true. I still love you, but I am getting to you.
Stand by to initiate release sequencer. On my mark. 5,
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2, 1. Mark.
Welcome back to the Resupply with me, guy next door.
And me, Than.
No DK, obviously, but me and this guy bring you your, very sporadic double tap of all things Space Marines and Laser Force. No DK, he's left us. He's left us, mate.
Temporarily. He'll be back.
Yeah, I guess so. It's always weird when one of you aren't around to do the show, because I like talking to both of you. But then we have this setup where it's like just two big faces, and this face is too big.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know that there only being two faces on here is a good thing, because both of us definitely have faces for radio.
Yeah, exactly right. Nice to see you, my friend. Nice to see you. Nice to see you guys in chat. Quick ahoy from your way to work. It's going to be a busy Saturday. Oh, yeah, have fun. Lucy's working at Lasers, which, that's pretty great.
I mean, there is something to be said for moving halfway across the world and, immediately having a job.
Yeah, and not only just a job, but like, I wouldn't go so far as to say dream job. I'd hate to speak for Lucy, but that's like Laser Force Mecca, right? That's the mothership. You'd work for the mothership in service.
Well, I mean, when I moved to Auckland, like part of what made that go so smoothly was Kev employed me at Lasers right off the jump when I got there. So I mean, that was basically what I was doing right up until, I actually was able to transition my permits to something that would let me, work a non-casual job.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Did you organize that before you got to the country, or did you get
yes,
here? Oh yeah, that's good. That's
yeah, no,
responsible.
yeah. Shockingly, I can plan in advance sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes I'm good at it. Yeah, sometimes I'm
Yeah,
better than others.
yeah, that's right. It is your dream job. That's awesome, Lucy. I'm real stoked for you. It's hectic in the weekends there. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy all of it. And if you do end up playing in some of the games, try not to beat up on the patrons too much, even though it's really really fun. um, we've obviously been away for a couple weeks. No, we did a show 2 weeks ago, but this time of year obviously gets a little bit hectic, and I assume that it's going to continue being a little hectic going forward. But that's okay. We love it. We love the madness. You can't play during shifts. Yeah. Obviously, but can you test the equipment? I'm not playing. I'm testing the suit. It needed testing for the full
Yeah,
15 minutes.
yeah. No, be very careful how you test those suits in those moments. Says the person who, when he worked in Sacramento many years ago, did nearly get himself fired for doing that.
Yeah.
I did get fired from Sacramento, but that was not the reason.
Man, you're a shit employee for laserforce, eh? Terrible.
I mean, yes.
Mm.
I mean, if we're going back, 20 plus years, sure. I was a much better employee in Auckland than I was in Sacramento.
Yeah, you're a little older, a little wiser, a little less inclined to, go play during the day, so it all kind of worked out.
Little less inclined to actually like blow up at people.
Yeah,
Little bit,
less inclined.
little bit
Yeah.
less inclined.
um, well, we've been on adventures. I've been on an adventure. I obviously went to Australia and got to play a little bit of tag over in Brisbane, which is pretty bloody great. Decided early on that you should not work for your passion. Correct decision for you, absolutely. That's interesting because most people I'm trying to find out how to get paid for my passion. So that's an interesting take. You just want to pick it up and then put it down at the end of the day. But yeah, we've been on adventures. I got to catch up with lots and lots of wonderful people. But I also got to catch up with our guest today. I'm gonna bring him in now. Hang on a sec. Let me quickly. Everyone, give warm, hearty, Bushman beard welcome to our guest today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, BoomTrain, aka Jared. What's up, my bro? How the hell are you?
Hello, mate. It was good to see you the other day.
Dude, I loved it. I was telling, I can't remember what I was telling, but I was like, I went out for lunch with Jared, and I wasn't sure how long it was gonna be, but we ended up talking for close to 3 hours, 3 hours.
I think it's about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was dope, man. I really loved it.
It's an hour for every year we don't see each other around.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, it is funny how that happens when and especially within the lasers community, you have these very deep friendships with people that you don't get to see that often. So when you do get those chances to see these people that you're like, oh hey, we haven't caught up in person for ages, and the time just melts.
Yeah,
it just fucking melts, and it's great. It's
Laserforce
such a
is
great
that
feeling.
It's that one sport where people are so connected so quickly and so easily, and you can make that friendship within a week of a Nats. You meet someone from a different country, and in a week you're like, yeah, I like this person, and I'll probably see them once every 3 years, but it's really good when I see that person. Yeah.
It kind of we talked about it a little bit, and also click on. I did get to meet the Basil bots. Very very nice hanging out with all of you. But we were talking about it at lunch about sort of those friendships that do form, and I think what it is when you only see somebody every 2, 3, 4, 10 years, but you have those kind of like things in common with each other. You get to like kind of just focus a week on that person or this group of people. And there's not really, unless you're kind of at home, but it's not really like the outside distractions. You get to kind of focus on just being with those people. And for the most part, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some people maybe a week is enough every decade, but
I mean, you're chucking 50 nerds into like a small area for a week.
yeah, and like real, not your classic nerds either. Real aggressive, like competitive, highly ultra competitive nerds. Yeah. We can lose our rag, but it's great. Dude, the beard, by the way, and you were saying off stream that like you recently cut it, but you look like a lumberjack, and I'm all for it.
It was down to here
Hell yeah, that's
about 2 months ago, and then I cut it back.
Did you?
I'm constantly telling Steve-O that I'm jealous of his hair because I've been losing mine since I was like 17. Like but I've seen pictures of my grandfather. I have his hairline. I never had a chance. Like I was fucked from day one on that. But I'm so jealous of your beard also because I can't grow anything like that. Like it's all patchy. If I try, like the goatee is like the extent of what I can do, and if I try to do anything like that, it's like just patchy and garbagey looking. So I'm jealous. That's all it is. Just straight up. I'm jealous of both you hirsute gentlemen.
I assume that when you cut it, you have to use some sort of like kryptonite, like tipped scissors or something to get through the girth.
I just go to this amazing barber, and they just have all the right gear, and I just said, "Go for it, mate," and you just right through.
Do they do the like full experience? Like they've got like, you know, sports playing on a bunch of TVs, and like if you want it,
So
beer for you.
I've just been in Cairns, as some of you guys are aware. I lived there for 5-6 months, and I met a barber up there, and he was this Kiwi dude, and they were Maori, and they did the full experience.
Awesome.
Like, it was really good. Got a haircut and everything. But in Brisbane, I see these guys who are Americans, and he's a nice guy, very to the point.
Yeah.
Interesting to talk to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is what I want to do. He goes, okay, and then he just does it. So I've had few different experiences, and both are very good. But this guy's like a
dining or foreplay.
No, he's like he's got a beard himself, and he's heavily tattooed, and he's just like, what do you want? I tell him, he goes, okay, no, he just does it. But whereas the guys in Cairns were very chatty, and he'd blow dry it and do all this grooming and stuff like that. So yeah, it's different experiences, both good.
Yeah.
Both good.
What's your preference?
I just thought,
you like being pampered?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Who
think
doesn't?
is good.
We're a bunch of
I
fancy
love going.
bitches.
The barber is one of my favorite things in the world. If I ever like having a shitty week or something, I'm like, I'm due for a haircut. I go and get a haircut. It's great. Feel good.
You get like sit there and like yarn for an hour and a half or whatever, and
the guy here in Brizzy, he's full American hockey, basketball, everything.
Awesome.
So his shop's all set up. He's got TVs on, and
that's choice.
Yeah, that's that guy.
What speaking
nothing wrong with good self-care. That's all that is. Nothing wrong with good self-care.
Speaking of Kens, obviously you've been away, which means you haven't really been playing a whole lot, right? Like,
I hadn't. Yeah, so we saw on Monday. I haven't played since December 2019.
Goodness, that's.
But I lived a fair distance away for a while, which was one of the big reasons.
Yeah.
And also I just got over it. I needed to have a break.
Well, we'll circle back to that. Like, how long have you played for? You've been playing a while.
1999 was the first time. My neighbor, who was one of my best mates, he's like, "We're having a birthday. Do you want to come?" And I'd never even heard of the place, so it's like, "Yeah, let's go." And being a nerd and a gamer, I just instantly was attracted to it, I guess. And then I had Troy. I think he was working on shift at the time. Luke, Risemark, his name was, and Paddy, who some of you probably met. And I just started to ask. I'm the kind of guy that asks questions. So I was like, "How do you do this? How do you do that?" And then they said, "Come to the members' night." We had a members' night on Thursday nights, which was 3 or 4 hours for $20, whatever it was. And then I think within 2 weeks I was in league, and then I was playing SM4, trying to learn how to do that. And then they obviously it was such a big environment back then. 30, 40 players were coming, and we're playing A grade, B grade, C grade, like 3 different nights. And it was like you just learnt really quickly, and then you just the older players like Pete, Traj and Profit would come in and start getting who's got potential, come and join our B season and our A season, and then that's how it starts. And then you go from SM4 to SM5, you find out about lives and different positions, and
That's such a good feeder system. Like, see you, Lucy. Have a good time at work. That's such a good feeder system for building that competitive members base. Like, obviously, Brisbane is kind of like what all members base or what all laserforce sites I think would aspire to be. But yeah, that's really cool to have like multiple nights and multiple tiers of players, and it means that I don't know. Do you find that like those games were more even because everyone's kind of around the same skill level, or were there still like
Oh nah, there was like Traj and Profit and Fredo back in the day. They were up here.
Yeah.
But we had a 10. I don't know how much detail you want me to go into, but we had a 10 level scaling system. Right, level 1 was brand new, up to 10.
Right.
And I went from like a 1 to a 3, I think. And then my brother he started at the same time, and Ren, who you guys know as well, started at the same time. And like within I think a season, they both went to 6s or something, and I went to a 3 because I was shit. And then like it took me ages.
Self-assessment is very important.
What's that?
Self-assessment is very important. So
and back then, obviously, you want to be good, so whatever. But it took me ages to figure out and understand what a reset was. Like it took me a long time to just really understand it. And then once I figured it out, and a missile, I remember the first time Steve the other day. I still remember the very first missile I ever let off in the SM4. I was on the red tower and I missile Pigstar in the back. And I was like, oh, I get it. And it's that kind of thing. It's like driving a manual car. You just go, I understand now. And then once that happens, you go from there. But I think there's definitely different skill levels. But skill level comes down to, obviously, in my opinion, your aim, but also how much you want to commit to getting points, right? Like if you're a lazy player, you're not going to be as good. That's the end of the day. If you're just going to stand in one spot or walk around, then you're going to get shat on. So you work out pretty quickly that it's not a camping game.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people think I'm going to camp in a spot. Well, then see you later. No one's going to come near.
Yeah.
So if you're,
sorry, you go.
I was going to say if you actively go searching for points and you're I think I love playing aggressively. So if you're an aggressive player, you're probably going to get more points at the end of the day. You're going to get more medic hits. It's just what's going to happen. That's my opinion. But yeah,
I found like Brisbane Maze allows you the ability to do both almost. So, but not everyone on the team can play just the one style. So, like for instance, if you've got a good scout who is semi-camping in the Helm in Brisbane, they offer like support for their attacking players running in and out of the resupply, which is good. Like, and I guess that's maybe slightly a different thing from between camping and supporting.
I'm just going to move because there's decided to be a truck across the road that's decided to do some tree lopping randomly.
Funny how that works.
All right. Stop it.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's
right outside.
Yeah. For anyone who's interested in casing Jared's house, this is the layout.
Okay, there we go. Everything's shut. Sorry, Helm Scout. That's what I heard last time.
Yeah. It's kind of like your maze. From my perspective, gives you the ability to have like a mix of campers and aggressive players. Like, and usually you've got one player who's camping that will not so much camp, but rather offer that like that backline
zone
support.
of control.
Yeah. But certainly
that's lazy to me. That's lazy.
Oh,
There's a time and a place.
All about that.
It's time and a place for that, but like the aim is to eliminate the other team.
Yeah. Get
off your ass and go and kill them.
That's interesting.
Unless you haven't played in 4 years and then you can't move and you got to sit in the helm to get your breath back because it's too.
Well, we'll talk about just exactly how glaring that revelation became with some added technology. But we'll talk about it shortly. Uh, that is So that was your wait. What were we talking about? So 99
started.
getting started. You've obviously played a bunch of internationals.
Yeah.
Do you know how many roughly?
I think 2003 was my first. You guys came to that
yeah,
when I
me
met you.
too. Yeah.
So that was my first. I still remember the aggression and the arguments about penalties. Like, I don't even know how people continue to play because it was so toxic, right?
Well, I mean, like Brisbane didn't come the following year. In fact, we didn't have an Australasian Nats the following year, 2004.
You didn't.
And then
You
2005,
did not.
you guys hosted, and Oakley were like, "No thanks, we're not going to send the team."
It's like what you said at the start. You got these aggressive nerds, competitive nerds, and it's obviously not a professional sport, so the rules are there's no professional referees or anything like that, and every chase is open to some ridiculous debate. And when you look back at it now, you're like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I think I did that 2003, 2005. I went to Syracuse. Tim hosted that. Syracuse.
09?
2011.
Oh, 11.
2011.
Yeah.
That was 2011. Yeah. Sacramento. What year was that? That was when Sean hosted.
12.
Yeah, that was 12 and 17, but I don't remember you being there in 17, so it must have been 12.
12. Yeah.
12. Was it? Did I go to America 2 years in a row?
Yeah,
Wait,
you did.
I go to? Oh yeah, no, I did. Yeah, I did go to Sac. Yeah, because there's photos of me there.
Yeah.
We have proof. Even if you don't remember, we have proof
It means it was a good
that
one.
you were there.
And I think I've been to every Brisbane one since I started.
Yeah.
Obviously, because it's in Brisbane. I remember going to Wellington. That would have been.
Oh wow.
I don't know what that was. A photo I sent of you, Steve, the other day with myself and Rusty when we were really young. I don't know. That was his, I think, 21st birthday.
Oosh.
Don't know what year that was.
I can. I'll tell you what. I'll grab some of those.
And we had
images.
we had a mini tournament at Wellington. So
I remember. We all drove down for it. We all drove down to. Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, it was so long ago. I remember Deadly was there, Stallion was there, and a few of those boys. So there's that, and then I think I've been to, and I went to Melbourne, the second Melbourne. So I lost a whole bunch of weight between when I first started and when we went to. I think that was 2008. Was that 2008 or 9?
There was might have been 7.
It was 7. It was 2007 because 2006 was Auckland where there was the great thawing of relations between Brisbane and Oakley that you weren't there for, and then 7 was back in Oakley.
And that was and Oakley was the one when Trips and Gino came. Like I met them, and I think Pat was playing too much and he couldn't do it anymore because he had too much chafing everywhere.
That's right.
Remember that?
Yeah. Poor fucker.
Yeah, he's just like I'm just not playing. That's it. I'm done. I've got way too much chafing.
Yeah, well, you don't want to start a fire.
And there was I think they had the dick-shaped thing in that field, didn't they? They had the dick and balls. Was that Oakley?
That was you guys. Oakley had nicknamed the helm the dick and balls. The helm and the
That's
bridge.
right.
Yeah. The shaft and the balls.
And that was the night we went to. There was the Lone Star night when Ren sculled a whole bunch of tobacco. I'll never forget it. Just stood on the table, drank a whole bunch of Tabasco sauce, and then vomited everywhere.
That's so funny.
So yeah, that's 1, 2, 7 or 8 Nats maybe.
Yeah, right. Do you? I was gonna say, like, do you have any sort of standout memories from those kind of trips? I guess the hot sauce is one.
Yeah. Hey. So in the first, 2003 in Oakley. Yeah. There we go. I don't know when that was. 2003. Peter's Traj. I don't know if people know the names. Traj brought his kids down, and they got chicken pox like literally the day we arrived, and then a whole bunch of us got chicken pox 2 weeks later.
Oh dear.
that's the incubation time. That was good fun. That was a good night. That was with Fredo and after a good week with Fredo and that, and We drove down. We
Fuck,
all drove down in a van, and I remember we stopped at KFC on the way and ordered a bucket of chicken at like midnight, and they just hated us because they didn't want to cook. So we got this like just cooked chicken. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Wellington was good. Wellington was good. I liked the Wellington tournament because it was out of hours. That was the fun part when we were all just getting drunk and shit. That was that's part of the best parts of Nats. My favorite Nats was I think the last one probably when the Golden Oldies team.
Yeah.
But that's only because I was in my best physical condition of my life. I just carved it up.
Yeah. Yeah. I too was in the best physical condition of my adult life, and semi carved it up, but not as much as you guys.
I think, and the last Oakley one I went to was good because I developed a friendship with Dan Mental, which Mental was always like the enemy of Brisbane. You know, like Dan is a really good player. He's a super competitive jock in like outside of laser tag, you know, and he always. But when I first started, he was always mental. Or he had this bad reputation, so I instantly didn't like the guy, just being young. And then I realized this guy's actually all right in the end. And I remember we built a relationship that way. I still randomly message him, and just Hoodie and Night Owl and everyone there was always really good fun. Yeah. So that was a good year. Brisbane's always fun, but like it's so difficult to beat a Brisbane team.
Like
it's so difficult to beat a Brisbane team in Brisbane. Like at the end of the day. Yeah.
You're trying to play. You're trying to beat the best. Usually the best players in our scene, and they also have home field advantage. It's just
and we knew that field so like because I worked at, as people don't know, I worked at laser tag from I think 2000 to 2011 full time, and then or 10 maybe 10 no it wasn't, no sorry, that's way too long, till 2007. And then I got a casual job in a bar, and I did casual shifts at laser tag at the same time. So I worked there casually until 2013. And we used to have we'd turn the lights off on a weekend. We'd get drunk there, and we'd play games where we'd go and hide the guns in the field, blindfold ourselves, have to go and catch it. Then your game starts once you find a gun, kind of thing. So we knew that field like back to front.
Yeah. That stuff, by the way, if you've got stuff that allow you to do it, it's so much fun. Hide the phaser, the PG version is great.
one night we all got so drunk, and Foo, who a lot of you guys remember, I'm the guy that always got picked on, obviously, and I stayed at his place that night, but I somehow lost my pants, and we were running a kids' day the next day. We're all working the next day.
Oh no!
And I remember walking up the front stairs with just my boxer shorts on, hungover, and we found my pants in the ice cream freezer.
Allegedly.
So I had to put on these cold, wet pants for the day, and I was hungover. Yeah, it was bad.
That sounds like the absolute shittest shift at lasers ever.
That definitely sounds like sounds like a shift that was done without much forethought and planning.
No. It used to be there was a very good tight-knit community back then at Brisbane. So everyone just got along really well and hung out and got wasted regularly.
I feel like there's these days less party, and I wonder if that's chalked up to like
age,
yeah. Like the hangovers. It's too hard.
Back in that day, also the technology, there wasn't as much technologically in the world, right? So laserforce was pretty high up there.
Yeah.
And so it attracted a lot. And now there's so much more. It's just more challenging to get people, I think.
Yeah.
Even though the design is so much better and everything, don't get me wrong. But
there's the whole thing like with force or laser tag in general. Like I think we talked about it a while back when we were talking about building a members base, or I think I might have talked about it with Luke on his pod. But back in the day, like in the 80s, the 90s, and the early 2000s, probably all the way out to like 2010s, owners didn't really have to try that hard. Like if you open a force site, people are looking for nerdy shit to do, and like prior to us, you know, back in the day, multiplayer gaming was really hard because not a lot of people had good internet. I didn't even have a computer. Like we had one family computer I think in my final year of high school or something, like 2003, is when we got a family PC, and you couldn't play games on it. Like it was way too shit. So back in the day, you know, like owners didn't have to really try; they just opened the doors and watched the money roll in. These days,
The members base are the ones that brought in
yeah,
regulars.
yeah, exactly. Because people were, you know, aching for stuff to do. It's different now, and that's why owners have to look to create reasons for people to actually come down, and fuck off. Oh my god, notifications.
So many notifications.
Yeah,
I mean, we can't say that the owners had to do nothing. I mean, there was obviously there was still a certain amount of, you know, you needed supportive owners, supportive of advanced play, and then you needed a staff that could actually support the advanced play. So you know, we're underselling a little bit to say that back in the olden days, you know, we didn't have to do anything to get
In Brisbane,
advanced players.
Len and Al pretty much did nothing.
Yeah.
Like they were just like members base is being run, cool.
Yep, and then the weekends are for, like, you know, birthday parties and scout groups and businesses and all that sort of shit.
Right, but you say Al and Len did nothing. Well, they didn't necessarily do nothing. They stayed out of the way. They saw that, you know, the member base was turning itself over because of, you know, staff running it, and it was ticking over nicely. They stayed out of the way. They let it do its thing. Cool, as opposed to so many owners that we see that like actively discourage the advanced play. So sometimes having ownership that just looks at it and goes, oh yeah, you know, the right people are there running it, we're just going to stay out of the way of it. That's fine too.
Yeah,
because yeah, having the opposite where they're like actively like, no, we don't want the hassles of dealing with advanced play is
and
a set of challenges.
like Stallion said in chat, like, need to actually not say fuck off when approached. Like, I'll never understand that kind of attitude from ownership group to be like, nah, we don't want regulars. It's like, well, okay, that's dumb. I would love regular business. If someone came back and ordered, like, you know, multiple things from me every month, hell yeah, let's go. What are you?
How do you read the chat? Where's the chat? Can I read that?
Not in video. If you've got your phone.
No. That's right.
Yeah. I don't know how to share it. Can't really share
It's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
There is one drawback from using video. Actually, there's no chat, which is a shame. I'll try to read shit out for you. You can.
I can chat. It says I can chat, but I can't see anything.
Nah,
it's different.
That's a different thing. This is on Twitch, the Twitch chat.
Right.
What's up, Twitch chat? So I got we got some photos and some stuff, but we'll fast forward. We'll talk about Monday. So, like I said at the top of the show, like I was just in Brisbane. Really love coming to Brisbane. This trip in particular, I really loved. I always like seeing people when I come over, but there was something about this trip. I got to do everything I wanted to do and didn't really feel bad about not working or anything, because I got to do some of that too. Saw my mum, which, you know, obviously I love seeing my mum when I get to. Saw my siblings, got to spend a little bit of time with Monkey, which it's a shame I couldn't get him to come down and play with us. But, you know, it is what it is. Got to, you know, go check out some music, see the These Four Walls boys, and then obviously get to catch up with Laserforce family. So we went and played on Monday night. How did you find it being away from the game for at this point 4 years almost?
Yeah, well, it'll be 4 years in December, so yeah, pretty much. Look, the drive's still there. You know, you get in there and you're like, I'm ready to go. But so for those in 2018, when we did the last Nats, I was just about to compete at a bodybuilding competition. I was 85 kilos, lean as hell, and right now I'm 120 kilos. So I struggled. My want to run up a ramp was there, but
Yeah.
fuck.
I think I could hear your knees crying on the way up.
I think I did. Yeah, I mean, I still scored relatively well, and I think I still played fine. It's the squatting up and down. My back was like, I'm not used to this. And then the running away from people, I was just like, whatever, you can shoot me.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna miss me? Okay.
I got enough lives. It definitely wasn't there, but I enjoyed it, and it was a lot less toxic. Everyone was really relaxed, and I think that's the benefit of what they're doing at the moment, where you just random teams just go in, plump. Random teams is really good, because when you've got to pick people and have a league and that, then there's another element of competitiveness, and people get angry.
Yeah.
So when you're just playing, it's fun.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of fun.
There's something to playing, and if you want that kind of vibe, I highly recommend checking out at some point going along to one of the party nights, one of the weekend party nights. We've been doing that here because we've our members' nights on hiatus at the moment, and to just play laser tag for fun is I don't know. There's something it really hits me in my inner child. My inner child loves that shit. So it'll take you back, because we hardly ever, and especially you guys in Brisbane, hardly ever play anything but Space Marines.
I get angry because no one wants to play Shadows. No one wants to play Dead Aim. Like, those are so much fun doing that every now and again. Like, it's different. It's fun. It's,
they're classics.
Highlander's one of the, I mean, Highlander would be ridiculous now because it's so easy to missile someone. But back in the original gen suits, like, you had to work hard to get a missile. Like,
I remember when Sacramento originally opened back in '97.
Rabbit season, Dad says.
Fuck off, Daza. Highlander was like the reason to get a membership, because the way they did the membership in Sacramento back in the day was it was a premium thing to get access to the special games and whatnot. And Highlander was definitely top of the heap as far as like, this game is like really awesome because we were too stupid to figure out Space Marines 5 early. And so I agree with you. It's a great fucking game.
We used to have Highlander tournaments. We used to have tournaments, and you'd play for
same.
I think like 3 hours of just Highlander, and you'd get ranked on how many people you missiled out in a game. I can't really remember, but I think it was, you got a point for missling someone out, or whatever. And then I think and at the end you got a trophy. Like, that was so much fun. It just, a lot of people got angry because it got, again, really competitive.
Yeah, it's funny how that works, but that was so good, and just those moments when somebody who maybe was a bottom tier player that was playing would get that sneaky missile on a top tier player, and you're just like,
oh,
that yes.
The amount of times a better player would just be super cocky or confident and just run past an area, and there's just some relatively new person just sitting there, and they just go, and you go, it's funny, right?
And they get so mad about it too. It's brilliant.
It's awesome.
It happened
to me. It happened to everyone, I think. Like, whatever.
Yeah, it's happened to me too. Trying to get missile locks on. I mean, we started with Gen 4 equipment in Sacramento, and trying to get missile locks on those packs sometimes was like,
you just go like this,
what?
And it breaks the lock.
Yeah, it was very, very rough sometimes.
Tucker, honestly, the big reason why you play one game a night that isn't SM5, to remind you members that there's more to it than just the competition and the grind. Yeah, bro, I think it's important. I think those games they're needed to build a foundation and a love of laser tag, to help you in your SM5 game. So like, when SM5 becomes, you get sometimes you go through periods where you're like, ugh, I can't be bothered. Like it's, there's too much. It's too competitive at the moment. Like there's too much angst. It's too hard. The grind is there. When you get to that point, that's when you need that foundation to fall back on. And if you don't have that, if you don't have a love for the rest of what laserforce has to offer, you can find yourself kind of just falling off the map. I think that's the case. You play Photon and you joke that you hadn't heard that much laughter in the arena in months, and it changed a lot of people's thoughts on stuff. That's rad.
Photon. Yes. Yes.
Was that the slow one? Was that slow? Was that a delay?
Yeah.
That's the original baseline system for laserforce. That's what laserforce stole their shit from. Oh, did I say that out loud?
It's bad.
Yeah. It's valid. It's true. But yeah, it's like that's the original granddaddy system that Force is based on. And yeah, it is slower, it's more tactical, but it's a great game. It's a great game for teaching arena awareness and patience and overall strategy. So it's one of my top 3 games within
CTF was always fun because you learnt how to run as fast as you could from one side to the other without hurting yourself.
That's the key, right? Without hurting yourself.
Yeah.
I
remember getting that flag, you just fly down the side, fly across, and then
we had too many people lose teeth to CTF. There were so many people like get knocked out, and because as soon as you get the flag, people lose their shit. They're like, just fucking take off. That's kind of actually the beauty of Laserball. If you get a chance, give Laserball a hoon, because it's kind of it takes that competitiveness from CTF without the at least the way I play it, without the franticness, without the hectic, because you can pass the ball between your teammates, so there's you don't necessarily have to sprint down hallways and clean people up at blind corners. But yeah, that one's a good one. They started playing that competitively like elsewhere instead of Force. Instead of Marines, because I don't know. Apparently, it's easier to kind of get into, but yeah,
it does have a lower barrier to entry. That's accurate.
Yeah.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah, Space Marines is fucking hectic. Right, I've got some things here. So obviously we played on Monday. I'll flick across to these photos that I have. You sent through a bunch to me, which really cracked me up during the week. And hang on, I'll quickly go to here because you posted this. Let me.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So
that was a reaction.
You did a before and after. Well, not a before and after. It was like this is what 4 years. 4 years difference.
Yeah, this is 2018. I recognize both. I recognize both of you in this picture from 2018.
So this is what 5 years does to you. You put this up, and then it was followed by this photo. A little bit different.
Wow.
I don't know. Back in the day,
camera B, camera A, camera B.
Back in the day, you were able to grate cheese on those biceps, bro. Look at that. Look at those. And now it looks like we found the cheese that you grated. Right here, bro. I think we're about the same weight, except you probably have significantly more muscle than I do. Still,
just back in the bar.
This one was good. I reckon that might be. I was gonna say 2019, but we were in Gen 7, so I don't know. That must be. I don't know. The armory looks different too.
Yeah, that was like 2000. It was after
14. That has to be 2014.
Oh yeah.
That has to be 2014, just timing wise, because. Well, no. Let me phrase that. If that was taken at a Nats, it has to be 2014, because 2014, I feel like that was like when like the G7s were being released ish, and that was also the last Brisbane Nats before 2018. So
Yeah, right. It might have been that.
That door behind us, for those that don't know, there's a door that slides across. That's where the briefing room is. I punched
Yeah.
a hole in that door years and years ago and got suspended for 3 weeks in a league.
Now, was that out of angst? You came out and go, fucking
I got
shit.
penalised. I got penalised for something, and then I got angry about it, and they said, "Well, we'll make it 10K." I said, "I don't give a shit. Make it higher." And then I think it went to like 20 or 30K. I just kept going, and I just walked in.
That's another one.
wow,
So
there's another one. There's another one,
That's basically
and
what-
another one.
I think it was Pigstar. Pigstar. I don't know if you guys met him. I'm pretty sure you did,
Yep.
Fan. Yeah,
Yeah, I
he
met
was
him.
the one who was just like, "Whatever, man. Keep getting him."
That's a good one. That was, I think, I was playing with the Joes, so that was what, 2014. 20.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Yeah, that would be 14.
It's a bunch of studs. That one. It's far too much skin. That's a good shot. Look at that photo. What year was that one?
Wow.
That was when we went to Wellington.
Oh, right. I might not have been on that trip. Was that?
That was Rusty's 21st birthday, I think.
Had he moved over to Brisbane by that stage?
I think it was just in the process. I can't remember. to be
Yeah,
honest.
right. Because it
Look
might.
at that dragon shirt. Look at that losery shirt he's wearing.
Is that what it is? Is that? I was like, is that a dragon shirt or is he holding a statue of a dragon?
Oh, no.
Because like every time like the last few
Oh,
first times,
it's a
I was
statue.
like, yeah, I was like, oh,
It's-
that cool dragon
It's a
shirt.
statue.
Sorry, it is,
statue.
It's actually a medallion. You found your old photo before Q's tournament and that threw you off seeing baby Lovelanders? Holy shit. Yeah, I mean, you're all still baby Lovelanders, so that, you guys must have been in the womb.
That was my first trip overseas.
This one here was?
Yeah.
To Wellington, even. Oof. Look at those chops, bro. Love them. Fucking hell yeah. You need
That was when I was bad at laser tag.
That's the Whippy days, right? Your code name
Yeah.
used to be Whippy.
Yeah.
Was Chicken Soup in your guy was from Brisbane? Do I
Yeah,
remember? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I couldn't remember. I think he won Rookie of the Year in 2003
Yeah.
at our Nats.
Yeah,
First
he was a good
Nats.
player.
Yeah, right. He was a good player. Fucking fast.
He's very fast. He's very small and very fast.
Yeah. It was a good week aside from, the meltdown of our scene, but it was a good scene. The photo I really want to get to, which is more Laser Force related, and I think this was the first week or second week that they've been running this. But let me switch across here. This is a new feature to Laser Force, and this got me really, really excited because
This is so cool.
what a great idea, man. So for Laser Force have now got fitness tracking in their equipment, and I actually was supposed to ask Laser Force if they didn't mind me sharing this, but they made a point that it was public domain, so it should be fun. But so obviously fitness tracking, so it actually calculates your steps, the meters traveled, and how many kilojoules you've burnt. Is there a way to work out what kilojoules transfers to like calories? Because they're not the same, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
divide
it's called-
kilojoules by 4.2, I think it is.
And that gives you the
Or-
calories you burn.
Yeah.
Or put it into Google and say how many kilojoules or how many calories is this many kilojoules. It'll do it for you. Like,
Right. Okay.
You
That-
have the power of the internet in your
I think
hand.
it's 4.2
ish.
ish. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, it's so good because it kind of makes Laser Force a viable fitness option that you can actually track your progress or at least be aware of your progress. What the hell? What is going on?
Yeah, I
Go
was
to the
amazed
machine,
about how many
man, go
steps
to
I
the
did. It was
machine.
pretty cool to see that.
Yeah. Being a man of fitness yourself, were you one of those cats that did a lot of cardio or not so much?
depending on the period of time when I was training. So yeah,
Yeah, right. Let me just quickly open.
I once did 300 burpees in a row.
Legend.
28 minutes, 19 seconds.
Oof.
Jesus, just up and down constantly. I
Oh.
can't do it. It spins my head out. I do like 3 and then I get real dizzy. It's fucking bullshit.
I didn't. I noticed the steps. I didn't actually take notice of the kilojoules though.
No, so I'll go to this shot. So at the end of the game, it brings up for all to see.
Oh, for fuck! Whoa.
Yeah, how many steps you did during the game, which is
That's hilarious.
dope because you can see here, oh mate, guy next door, basically half as much as everyone else except for BoomTrain, and you're in the resupply.
Gotta move.
Yeah,
gotta move.
You gotta move.
Notice I'm also eliminated, which means I was running the fuck away from everyone else.
I think we got smoked that game. I mean, we did, but I think that might have been the game we got really. Oh no, Taipan did alright. I don't remember that game. I wish I'd have taken a photo of the scout game I had where I actually did well, but I didn't because I'm dumb. But I think that's such a good feature because you can kind of use that as a training tool. Oh, you did do a clip. Right on. You use it as a training tool. You can use it as a fitness tool. A training as in like, you know, if you've got newer players and you can say, oh, actually, like you're only doing like 400 or 500 steps as a scout. This tells me that you're not really moving as much as you should be in the maze, which I think is pretty cool. That's a pretty cool training tool. Let's see. Yeah,
Do you know if it calculates your total amount of steps you've done playing at all? Like, you know, like.
So I would love to see it. I don't know. I wanted to find out actually from. I'll have a quick look at iPlayLaserforce. .com, because if you can do it like based on a night, or I mean that's probably the best way, right? Is if you calculate it or see your total fitness stats from a single session, rather than individual missions. Recent missions. Nah, it doesn't say it on there.
Which probably makes sense because different sites are on different would be on different versions of software this, that, the other.
Right.
So maybe it's something that'll come later to iPlayLaserforce, but it's still a thing that if it's displaying, it means it's in the TDF file, which means that it will become something that Russ will be able to bring into LF stats.
Holy shit, that's cool.
Which is actually like, which I think is actually the bigger thing that's cool about that is it's one more accessible data point for us to bring stuff forward. So you'll be able to, you know, it's like, okay, yeah, you know, you expect medics to be kind of in this step range per game. You expect ammos to be in this step range per game. You expect, you know, each position will have a relative step range for a normal game, and so yeah, being able to see if somebody is really, you know, is really in the average or is very far exceeding the average, and if that average, the extras, the steps are you know, being impactful in terms of score. Oh, it's so cool. It's so good.
I mean, Twin ran 1,400 steps. That's fucking crazy. I would love to see like an ability to take this data and transfer it or have it auto upload to say like MyFitnessPal or like other fitness apps like that, and actually build it properly into your fitness regime if that's something that you want to do. You're a fitness guy. Do you think that there's like merit to that? Like, do you think that it's actually helpful to do something like that?
If someone was playing, like for regulars, probably. Like if you're someone, you know, who's who's trying to lose weight, and you're recording absolutely every single piece of fitness and exercise you do. Whether one day you play laser tag, the next day you play squash or whatever. Potentially, yeah. Like it'd be good if you could update it to your the watches. That might be pretty good. Yeah.
I suppose because there's there's a difference between your steps and then like your heart rate and shit, right? Like keeping your heart rate elevated and stuff. So if you're doing meaningless steps, it's probably not the best. But I wonder, because I didn't notice on the gun, I didn't notice this part of the gun until the end of the night, I think, or like quite a ways into it, and I didn't. If you got killed out of the game because your gun turns off, you can't see any of that anymore, which is a real shame because it's hard to kind of look at this data whilst you're still playing in the maze. But it would be cool to see if the meters traveled is actually properly calculated, or if it's just an offshoot of, okay, well, if you take this many steps, that's every 3 steps is a meter or whatever, and then we work it backwards. It'd be interested to see if this is actually working out like GPS distance, or what. But I think
average heart rate would be really cool if they could figure out a way to do that.
Yeah, every 3 steps is a meter. Yeah, not for you, Tails, you giant. Oh yeah, every step is a meter, roughly. Yeah, I wonder if the suits could do that. If you could have like an EKG,
a little heart rate monitor inside.
Yeah, would that work? Or it would need to be pretty fucking tight on you, I suppose. I mean, we'd be all right. I love this though. Like when I saw this, I got so excited about it because it's just even this, just seeing at the end of the game, like where you're kind of sitting for your step kind of. It's such a good feature. Well done, Laserforce, you bloody champions.
You can tell if your team's being lazy or not.
Yeah, exactly right. Like if you've got newer players, it could be like, hey, look, you're only doing less than 600 steps as a scout. You should probably
move a little more.
Move a little more, yeah. I'm just having a look. It seems that the LF stats page is down. I was gonna see if the data was captured there somehow, but no, here we go.
It'd be cool. They could use it as an advertising. Like, do you try and get your 10,000 steps a day? Come to Laserforce and play for an hour or whatever.
100%, exactly right. And it brings in a whole. Yeah, I gotta tuck it. It brings in a whole new target market. Because they've introduced the achievements and stuff, which is awesome for gamers, because we now, a lot of people game for achievements. This brings in a whole different demographic potentially of people who, hey, yeah, I want to do fitness, but I don't want to go and run on a treadmill, every day. I want to go and do something, but it's too hard to track my progress. All right, well, now we have a thing where we can tell you exactly what you did during your games,
or at least close enough to make no. Never mind. I mean, really, as long as you're ballparked, like that's really what you're after at that point. As long as you can get a ballpark,
yeah,
you can at least measure it, and then I mean, it's steps without boredom necessarily. It's like as much as I love to run, sometimes it is hard to motivate my sorry ass to get out the door and do it. But if I've got a soccer game to go play, I'm like, yep, I'm there, because I'm the whatever running I'm doing during that is with a purpose.
Yeah.
You get something like this where you're like, oh, I'm tracking my steps and I'm having fun and I'm exercising without consciously thinking that I'm exercising. You're tricking yourself into doing it basically.
I love tricking me.
It's not interesting to know if like on average when you a winning team and a losing team, who does more steps? right? Interesting.
Yeah, right. Because
I think you think probably a winning team would, because they're actively trying to find said people.
on the flip side of that, though, is that if a team is getting pumped, they're always running away.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you might end up like being sort of equal. I mean, you look at some of these numbers. Aside from, I mean, our 3 hits did about the same. Like mostly, yeah, basically this. Oh no, sorry.
Rusty's a scout.
Rusty's a scout. Yeah, he's a freak. They did significantly more steps than we did. Me and Troy, lazy. Troy, me and you need to step our shit up.
I think I did 181 in my commander game, maybe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
was shattered after that.
Yeah. I think that might have been the most I did, and I think I did like 900 steps in that game, but that was by far the most I did over the night. All of my numbers sat around the sort of less than 600 mark. Yeah, clearly not trying. But, my knees are shit, so whatever. Such a good feature, though. Really excited to see what they do. At some point, shortly, I think we'll do like a speculation podcast about, if we've got this kind of technology, what's the other kind of things we'd love to see laserforce implement into their new, systems, to kind of, improve things, or just added functionality. It's all bloody awesome. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear it, but I did like a little video during during one of the games. So we'll just I don't think it'll play for you guys, but the people in chat will be able to hear. Hang on. Okay, I'm in the resupply. I'm playing medic in Brisbane. This is a bad time to do a video. If someone's coming in, I might have to put you down. Oh, no, hang on. I'll video it. Hang on. Is he coming in? Oh, I got him! Oh, he bloody got me! Got resupplied. Play laser tag, kids. It's fun. Yeah! Yeah.
You and your non-standard laser force equipment. Swear to God.
I really, that's kind of, at some point we're going to try and do something like that, where we do a podcast as the resupply. Do a resupply podcast as the resupply. I think we've talked about it before, but that would be fun. Really, really fun.
I'm just imagining the banter back and forth during that. It's gonna be glorious.
How would you do it? Would you have someone just follow you around with a camera everywhere? Like they go where you go, so you guys can focus on playing and filming.
That would be cool.
It's like a documentary cam.
Yeah. And periodically we cut away to confession cam, be like, yeah, I was feeling at this stage during the game. It cuts back to the action.
or give each of us GoPros and
cut it back
go
and
from
forth.
there. Yeah,
that would be the better way to do it. It's probably easier. I would love to do it live, but the problem is whenever we try and film or record live in the mazes, there's never any good reception. Like the reception in the laserforce mazes, I suppose it's because of fucking the walls or something. I don't know. It's always shit.
Gee, in Auckland, I can't imagine why you might have problems with signal.
Obviously not Auckland. It's in a fucking concrete bunker.
But I mean, Brisbane's current building also same thing. Like there is a decent amount of metal in that building, which is gonna fuck with things.
Yeah,
so,
fair enough. Basil says, God, it was easy to farm points off you. Which you, me or Jared? Or both?
Yes, I'm gonna go with a yes on that.
What's up, Sammy? How are you? Yeah, both. Yeah, that's what happens when you get old. You bloody whippersnappers.
We got into a game. That game we were playing, Steve, was you, myself, Peter, and Troy. And I think
that's a lot of old guys.
You're 38. I'm 41. Troy's 44, and then Peter's close to 100,
60.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just fucking so old. Between us, we've got maybe a knee and a half. One good knee between the four of us.
You know, I was so sore the next day. My feet were sore from gripping going down the ramps. But you know what was sore? I messaged Rusty.
Yeah.
My forearm from holding and shooting. I was sore there for a day.
You got to do more of this action. Do more of this.
Just from that, I'm like, because I went to the gym the next day, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I pulled my hand up into shooting, and I pulled my. I'm like, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Ow, 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 ow. Do you
I've
use
never been sore in my trigger finger before.
Well, it's amazing what happens when you don't use it for years and then use it a bunch in one night. It's funny. Funny that.
Yeah. You guys were still doing more than most the young guys combined, though. You clearly not talking about me and Jared. Maybe Jared. Jared like still moving around like, like a young man or youngish man.
Ish.
Ish. You put the ish there.
Ish.
I tried.
Oh man, it's. I think we had talked about it. It's that realization of fuck. I'm not as good as I used to be, and being okay with that.
Welcome to my world, Steve-O. Welcome to my world.
Not playing
terrible.
often and like being unfit and it's just gnarly. And then for me, obviously stepping it. Brisbane's always a tough place to play if you don't play there on the regular. But yeah, there is a good contingent of new players, specifically Basil and the Basil bots, that are starting to play on the regular at Brisbane. Well, that do play on the regular in Brisbane. And it's a good sign. It's a good sign to have that new blood come in and be effective.
There's a lot of young kids. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Really, really cool. You sent this to Loveland and said, "Can't wait for Strickford to embarrass us all." What, on step counts?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Brisbane is the western front of laserforce. I mean, it's yeah. Yeah, right on. Well, it was bloody fucking awesome to play. We're gonna. You're kidding yourself if you think you're okay with it. It's the realization you can't do what you used to do. Yeah, so Ducky, and also hello Ducky. I can't wait to see you when I see you next.
Hi, Ducky.
Like Ducky, I think was very was the perfect embodiment of it at Nats this year, because we had sort of talked a little bit about it while we were there, and just the fuck, like I know in my mind what's supposed to happen, but my body's just not reacting fast enough, or my reactions are just like not where they were. It's super frustrating.
Yeah, that was me at Loveland. That like month and a half ago for those extended members nights that we did. It's like in my head, it's like I'm reading the game. I know what's happening. I know where people are. I know where that shot is coming from, and I'm still not even trading because I'm just that much slow. So I'm not even getting the mutual. I'm just getting shot. It's like,
is Loveland the one with the cult? Is it the cult people?
No, not that one.
Are we allowed to talk about that? Is that okay?
Yeah, I think we can talk about that. There was a cult. They are no longer with us.
Oh, okay, they're gone. All right, cool, whatever.
Yeah. Well, at least gone enough.
yeah.
Yeah. No, we do not have a cult. If Basil has a million number of fans, you're one of them.
Yeah, chill. Don't just stop.
I actually had a chat with the crew, and we might end up having a couple of Basil bots on at some point in the near future to have a chat about their Laser Force experience, which I'm very excited about. It was really nice to meet you guys. Sweet. But yeah, it's that realization, or that coming to terms as a grizzled veteran, It's
Yeah.
tough. And I suppose that's what professional athletes go through, right? Like they get to their 40 or their late 30s or their early 40s, and like, I can't do this at a high level anymore. Yeah, it's fuck bullshit. Not until all this weight goes, anyway, which we're working on. We're bloody working on
Yeah, bro.
it. Now, is there anything that you kind of want to touch on before we sort of finish up? Is there anything you want to get off your chest? If you want to press off your chest, if you will.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
Oh,
You're the guest.
I actually really enjoyed going back Monday. I will probably return.
Ooh.
I've had a couple of people messaging me saying they'll come if I go. So
Wicked.
we might see
Nice.
Rollet back if you watch this. I don't know if he does or not.
I don't think Rollet does watch this. But that'd be awesome. That'd be
Yeah.
fucking wicked.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it because I don't really care anymore. Like, you know what I mean? It's fun. I was absolutely saturated. I burned a lot of calories. So I'll probably return. And it was good. It seems to be so much less toxic now. And that's one of the reasons why I stopped, because toxicity was just so high. And just arguing over petty shit, which at the end of the day doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, like, so yeah, it was good. So I think Nats I can't do next year. But if there's one in 2025, I might have to drop my 30 kilos by then and come back and play. I might play it. I would love to have a Nats where you don't stick with the same positions. You have to rotate through positions. I know we've done it before. I think it's the funnest and fairest. And then when you have the finals you can choose your best teams for that. That's totally fine because it's the finals. But during the build-up there, it gives everyone a chance to be good and shit at the same time because some people are better at some positions than others. You know, and it's just I think it's funner because no one wants to play. I mean, some people like playing medic for a week straight. I probably wouldn't want to play it for a week straight. It's good to mix it up. So I would love to see a tournament like that, to be honest.
I think after playing Nats this year, so this year I started out playing at Ammo. It's the first tournament that I kind of was like, yeah, right, I'm going to play Resupply. This is me, the Resupply for the week. And after day one, I was like, this is shit. I'm so bad at Resupply. No, not like the position is shit. I was shit at it. I was like, this is not good for our team for me to be playing this. So to get stuck like as that, I could see mirror in it. I've always been a very staunch advocate of not rotational Nats because after 2003, with being our first Nats, that was rotational. And it was a rough one for our team because we had a very, like, I was brand new. I think Trev was in the team, and you know, as much as I love Trev, he's an older fella, and you know, he's been an old guy the whole time.
The game's matured a lot since then, though, right? Like,
yeah.
And the people have. So
yeah,
I remember that, and that was challenging because you have your better players who, you know, they play better than commanders, and when you're not as good, like I was back then, you know, you've got more pressure on you and whatnot. But I think it makes it better. That's me personally. I just think it makes it better. I've always been an advocate for it.
We like being we've never really done it, but until within, you know, the last couple of years. But having regional tournaments, like so in the States they have the West Coast and East Coast tournament. It's be easy enough or easier enough to do like trans-Tasman competitions, because we can easily form like 4 teams, you know, give four teams, and then like flights are relatively cheap, so doing that sort of stuff would work. And then those are the kind of tournaments where it's easy enough to do rotational tournaments or random draws or duos or triple threats or whatever format you want to fuck around with. Versus, you know, trying to convince an entire like Nat space to be like, hey, we're going to do a rotational tournament. And they're like, cool, have fun. But you guys are supposed to host in 2025, I think. That's kind of the next Australasian one. Yeah. So that'll be a bit of all right. team
Yeah.
retirement.
Mate, I'd be happy to just play with whoever. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll just fill in.
Yeah. Just be there on the day. BoomTrain cheerleader.
I'll play medic.
Yeah. Well, look, if you happen to win some sort of lottery, or I win some sort of lottery, we might have to put together a Australasian team, Team Anzac, to go to the States next year. But we'll see.
Didn't we do an Anzac team once?
We
Done
did
a couple times.
Syracuse.
Syracuse,
Baden was there.
Baden was there.
Syracuse, and I mean, and technically Chula
Yeah.
as well.
Did you go? I
So-
don't. You went at Chula Vista, right?
No.
Yeah, I was in the me, Monkey Crap, and Baden were in that team with I think it was Traj, Rusty, Cookie, and Bonnie. I think was the Australian contingent.
Is that the one when you got sick?
Yeah, which one? There's
The
one-
one where you almost died?
yeah, that was one of the sickest I've been at a net. Yeah,
The one that you didn't have travel insurance for.
oh, fucking so bad. I had to. There was a different one. Oh, I don't know if I should talk about that on stream. Actually.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah. There's been a
Move it
few.
along.
Fucking bullshit. We also did. I don't know if you remember, but 2006, I think it was, when we hosted. We did a Australia versus New Zealand match, and that was cool. That was really cool. I think I can't remember who was in the teams for those. I think we had like Rusty, Baden, me, Virus, Sneak, and one other, maybe Lone Soul. I'm
Is
not
that the one where you guys went on the luge and Ren went down and stuffed his ankle or whatever, leg, whatever, got stuck under the.
That was Rusty.
Huh?
Rusty did. He fucked his knee.
Rusty did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Yeah.
like a but. So I was too hungover to go on that trip. We had gone a little bit too hard at the awards dinner, and me and Deadly ended up sleeping in because we were sharing a bed. Me and him missed the trip, and everyone else went down to Rotorua to the luge, and I think Dragon scuffed his hole. He was in chat earlier. He's found his way back into the scene. I love it. Love seeing his name pop up. But he like lost all the skin down like one side of his body, and I think there was someone else outside of Rusty that did as well. Maybe Warlock. I can't remember. And then, yeah, Rusty, like, blew his knee out because instead of using the brakes, he just stuck his foot out and stopped himself,
Yeah.
against the wall.
Good times. Good
Silly.
times.
Well, look, we'll let you get on with your day, but, bro, it was so good to see you and hang out with you this week. Like we said at the top of the show, like, you get these friendships that endure for decades at this point.
Because we're old.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are. But like, we're essentially, bound together by this children's game, which we all love for some reason. We just get addicted to it, fall in love with it, whatever it is, and develop these friendships that last for years and years and decades, as we, go from being slim, good-looking young fellas to old and decrepit cripples.
Good looking fellas.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you, bro, for coming on the pod today. It's always a bloody pleasure to sit down. and have you
We're
on.
related by marriage now,
Yeah, we're basically. Oh, dude.
by the lines of marriage.
I think we had that conversation, like that, as a drunken conversation. Bro, we're basically brothers,
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's true
You
though.
guys.
It's true. We now, our family circles are like a Venn diagram.
There's some
My
overlap
brother-
in the middle. Yeah.
My brother married your brother's.
Wives.
Our brothers married sisters.
Yeah.
That's easy way to say it.
Not
Yeah,
their
there
own
you go.
sisters.
Not our own sisters. No.
Just another cousin. Yeah, just another cousin. We
Yeah.
got to get you on the disc golf buzz, bro.
Oh man, I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's the next
Yeah.
thing we'll
I-
get you addicted to.
I don't have that kind of skill set. I don't think.
Not yet.
I think I'll just get angry and just launch it.
That's the thing. The angrier you get, the more you want to throw it away from you. that's the secret. You're always angry.
True.
Yeah.
Look, if you come over again, or I come to NZ, I'll dedefinitely give it a crack.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, you come over and see us. There'll be a bit of fun. The next family reunion we have, because it's the best as brothers.
Basically.
Yeah, but thanks, bro. I appreciate you coming on and having a yarn with us. It's good to see you.
It's all good. It's good fun. It's always good seeing you, Than, as well.
Yep.
I think we've known each other for a long time. When was your
Is
first
that-
Nats, Brizzy? When was that when I met you in Brizzy?
Actually, the first time I was in Brizzy was actually in '99.
And you played with
No,
Stallion and that,
2000.
right? You played with, you were in the Kiwi team.
Well, so my first Nats was in Newcastle in '99. The first time I went to Brisbane, I think, was in 2000, and so I was just there. Yeah, it was just there.
Remember the Mildura team?
Yes.
Yeah,
They were next level.
they were awesome.
And that chick broke a toe or a finger or whatever. What was her name?
Oh, something to do with ice, like Ice Princess.
I wasn't there
or
for
like,
that one.
Didn't she break a toenail or no? She jammed a fingernail on the van. Remember? And like it was all disgusting and gross. And she was trying to play with it. I remember that.
That's right.
Anyway.
Ew.
Yeah.
Well, look, we've got shows this week. Hopefully, we'll be doing I'll do a couple of streams this week. It's been a bit light over the last couple of weeks because I've been away. I'm hoping to do another Dave the Diver session this week. It'd be good to jump back into that. We'll do a Thunderdome with Gray this week. Hopefully, maybe it'll be a Broforce. We shall see. And then we'll be back next week. Hopefully, DK will join us next week. Because we miss him.
That'd be the hope.
Where is he?
He's
Dad's birthday.
Yeah, Dolfano stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're basically like brothers.
Fine.
Yeah.
He can have that. He can have his dad's birthday, whatever.
Bitch. But we'll be back on hopefully some more shows. We'll keep you guys posted. I'll try and be a little bit more diligent with putting stuff up in the Discord page. If you haven't already, follow us on Discord, exclamation Discord, Jack, go hang out in there. But for this week, I've been Guy Next Door.
I've been Than.
Jared.
Boom. Fucking nailed it.
Boom.
That was seamless.
Wasn't ready for that one.
Oh yeah, I meant to give you a hang on. Oh bro, we're gonna do the outro. Okay, get ready.
No, that's right. That's right. We're good.
For this week, I've been Guy Next Door.
I've been Than.
I'm the BoomTrain.
Yeah. Always remember to backtrack, kids. We will see you next week. Ka kite anō.
I've been throwing daggers in the night. I've been chasing all the stars, stealing all their lights. The cut so sharp, cut so deep. If they seem to